Alaska, you're getting a big visit tomorrow. President Trump will be there tomorrow. Of course, he's going to be meeting with Vladimir Putin. So Alaska will be the center of the world. All eyes will be on Alaska. What a gorgeous shot there. We're getting ready to take you to New York, though, momentarily for the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. The moment that bell rings in about 5 minutes or so, we'll take you there. Here's how things are looking. So far, so good. Only one down spot, only one index that's in the red right now. But again, the moment the bell rings, we'll take you there and let you know how the markets are looking. For now, let's take you over to David Birdie. David, good morning.
Thank you. By the way, T. Bates, Alaska, that's interesting because I'm actually going to be on vacation in Alaska next week.
Are you really?
I am. I'm going to the summit. Obviously, they want me there. It's a trilateral between me, Putin, and Trump. And then after that, I will move on. No, we'll be there actually the day after, this Saturday. Sunday. So, yeah, it's. I'm going to miss it, unfortunately. But they never think of my schedule, which is so frustrating. But anyhow, all right, T. Appreciate it. Join us now with some common sense about your hard-earned dollars as the host of American Sunrise Early Edition, Jake Novak. Jake, good to see you. You've been telling us for weeks now about how the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 have been at all-time highs, Jake. I know you hear me. There you are, sir. But today could be the big day when the Dow hits a new all-time high. So tell us about that, sir.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to open down for the day. The numbers that you saw earlier were yesterday's closing numbers. So it looks like we're going to open down for the day, at least to open with. But things can turn around really quickly, as you know. And if we gain 151 points today on the Dow, we will have an all-time high on the Dow, which is the number that most people associate the stock market with. Let's be honest, it's a very important psychological number. Don't know if it's going to happen today, but we're so close to it. And again, what a remarkable run. It's not really here. I'm not really here to necessarily cheer any policy or anything that caused that. What I'm just trying to remind everybody is that you can absolutely look to invest your money in other ways. But over time, if you don't have a significant amount of your money in the stock markets in this country, because we are still the best bet in the world, then you're missing out. You're missing out on gains. Obviously, other things make money too, Bitcoin, real estate, not telling you not to diversify, but it's never a good idea for a long period of time to stay away from the stock market, never more than a few years.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, by the way, Jake, so the Pentagon, you're telling us, is buying some Tesla Cybertrucks, but apparently the entire deal is reminding you of the infamous disco demolition night at Comiskey Park. I remember that. You got to explain.
I know. There's a method to my madness. So there was this whole event in Comiskey Park for the White Sox in 1979 where people bought disco records. They brought them there and they blew them up on the field. It was like this whole night. Well, that's why the Pentagon is buying Cybertrucks. They're going to blow them up. Hopefully this will work out better than Disco Demolition Night. For those of you who remember, the White Sox had to forfeit the second half of a doubleheader because things got out of hand. But they're buying Cybertrucks in all seriousness because the Pentagon believes that our enemies are going to start using Cybertrucks in the battlefield. And so we want to start testing our missiles, our guided missiles on them.
Yeah, interesting. Jake, I've got about 45 seconds, and all I have to say is two words, and I did not have this on my bingo card this morning. That would be Canadian underwear. So if you could maybe just expand as to how that relates anything at all to our economy, I'd be more than happy to hear this.
Folks, foreigners, you can buy our steel companies, you can buy our cars, but hands off our underwear. Not working out. A Canadian company is buying Hanes. They are literally going to eat our shorts. I don't know how comfortable I feel with a foreign country, even a close one like Canada, owning my undershirts and my underwear, but it's happening. It's a couple $1 billion deal. There's just something very American about that. I don't like seeing that go to foreign ownership, but what can I do? What can we do, David? Not much.
Well, I don't know, but then again, are they really a foreign country? I mean, they are the 51st state. So, I mean, buy American, buy Canadian.
That's right.
That's right.
Fix it that way. Thank you.
All right, Jake, appreciate it. Can't wait for No Tie Friday, and of course I'll show up in a tie tomorrow. But you won't.
Yeah.
Let's head back to T. Bates in Denver now for the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by AMAC.
The Association of Mature American Citizens is the conservative voice for Americans 50 and older. AMAC is fighting for the values that you hold dear. Join today. Together, we can write the course of America.
We're about a minute away from the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. It's going to ring here in short order, and then we'll get an idea of how the markets are looking. The applause, as you can see there on your screen, is already underway. Looks like Mia X. Or Mayax, I don't know the pronunciation there, but they are at the podium. They will be the ones to give us the opening bell, and then we'll get an idea of how the markets are ultimately shaping up. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The opening bell is ringing, which means the markets are officially open. And just like that, you may remember in pre-market trading, we showed you that all the markets were in the green. Well, now the major indices, the Dow, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ are all down slightly right now. So we'll continue to monitor all of that for you throughout the day. Hopefully there'll be a pretty quick rebound, and those of you investing will have a solid day. Here's a question for you. Is the continued divide between President Trump and the Federal Reserve putting us all behind the curve yet again? Can the Fed take the right action at the right time, or are we going to be looking at a potential economic slowdown? And what does all of that really mean for your savings? Well, you may want to consider diversifying with gold through the Birch Gold Group. For decades, gold has been viewed as a safe haven in times of economic stagnation, global uncertainty, and high inflation. The Birch Gold Group makes it incredibly easy for you to diversify some of your savings into gold. If you have an IRA or an old 401k, you can convert that into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Or you can just buy some gold and keep it in your safe at home. But first, you'll want to get educated. The Birch Gold Group will send you a free information kit on gold simply by texting the word America to the number 989898. Again, just text the word America to the number 989898 for that free information kit. You may also want to consider diversifying a portion of your savings into gold. That way, if the Fed can't stay ahead of the curve for the country, at least you can stay ahead for yourself. All right, folks, let's take a quick break. When we come back, CNN's Dana Bash getting roasted for calling January 6th the, quote, most violent moment in recent history after President Trump's presser on crime in our nation's capital. We've got the details for you ahead here on American Sunrise.